Hello, this is Lisa from Happy Stamp, and today we're going to be making this Merry and Bright card. Very pretty, I think. Let's see, where did I see this? I think I saw it on the Stampin' Up! Website, but it was this way. And so I decided to do mine this way. And I'm not even sure if I used the everything that they used, but I like the way mine turned out. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, you're going to need a piece of real red that is 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to score that at 4 1/4. Make sure, excuse me, that we give it a good crease with our bone folder so that it lays flat. You're going to need a piece of real red that is 5 1/4 by 4. This piece of gold glimmer paper is about 2 by 4. You don't have to be exact. We're going to be cutting the Merry out of that. Excuse me, this piece of vellum is 4 by 1 3/8, but I think I'm going to have to trim this down just a tad. A piece of Whisper White that is 5 1/4 by 4. A piece of Call Me Clover, and this is 11 by about 2.5. Again, this is just a scrap that I'm using for the branches. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to take my piece of real red. I'm going to take my, what is this block? This is the F block, and I found this worked better than the Stamparatus. The stamp sets, well, let me go through the stamp sets that we're using. So we're using the Merry Christmas Thinlits. And this does come in a bundle with the Merry Christmas to All. I'm going to be using this in the inside and then some of the flourishes. So this comes in a bundle until the end of the month. Peaceful Noel, I'm using that for the And Bright. And then the Tags and Tidings, I'm using that to cover the back of my cardstock, my real red cardstock here. Excuse me, goodness sakes. All right, so I'm going to put that on my F block. I'm going to get my real red ink. Make sure this is nice and inked up because I'm not going to be able to fit it back on there. So I want to make sure that I get a good impression the first time. And I tried this several different ways. And this is what worked best for me. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take my piece of real red and I'm going to lay it right on top. Don't move it. I'm going to get a piece of paper here, and I'm going to put that over the top, and I'm just going to rub it very gently, and I'm keeping one hand stationary so that you don't move your paper around. But I want to make sure that I get all of the edges. All right, let's see how we did here. All right, take that off. And perfect. All right. Whew. That part always has me worried. So that part is done. All right, let's get the rest of our pieces done here. All right. What did I do with all the rest of my pieces here? Right up here. All right. So we're going to take this leave punch, and I'm going to punch out 6 of these. Okay, there's that part. All right, I'm trying to get everything together so that I don't, I can just put it all together at the end. All right, so for my end bright, I'm just going to take a scrap of Whisper White, and this is just a 1/2 inch. Yep, it's a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to take the Noel from the, or the Peaceful Noel, and I'm just going to take this one down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on a block. And then I'm going to take some Post-it tape, and this is just Post-it tape. I got it on Amazon, and I'm going to start tearing it up so that I just want to get the Anne Bright down here. So I'm just, you have to kind of tear it up. So that you don't get all the other words in there. Then I'm going to take my Real Red again. And we're just going to ink that up. And then we will take all of this off. And I'm going to throw it away so I don't get my arm in it. My goodness, I am so sorry. And then we're going to stamp this right on here. All right. It is a little towards the top, but I am good with it. I'm not gonna mess with it. Good enough. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. Let's take our piece of vellum here. I'm using the punch that comes in the tin in the Occasions catalog. It comes in the red tin, and I'm opening it up. And I'm going to insert it in the top here. I think I might have cut these just a tad. So this is 1 3/8, and I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to shave off a little bit. Okay, just a hair. I think it'll fit in there better. So yes, it does. All right, so, and we're just putting it in there. And punching, and then it's going to give you that. Sure it's straight, and there you go. So I'm hardly taking anything off there. All right, so there's that. Now let's get the Mary. I'm gonna bring in my Big Shot, my magnetic platform, and then let's use the Mary from the Merry Christmas Thinlits, and that's gonna go right on there. And I'm gonna roll it through a couple of times just to make sure. There we go. Came out of there pretty good. And then I'm just going to take my paper piercer. I'm going to get it out the rest of the way. And there you go. Let's get the middle of the E out. And there we have it. Now we can just put this together. All right, so these over here. I also used the mixed satin ribbon, and what I did was I just took this and I wrapped it around the card, just like this. So I'm going to use my ribbon scissors here. And cut that off. I'm going to tell you how much I used here. So I have about 11.5 inches of ribbon here. All right. Do it. I think that's the inside of the ribbon. Okay. So then I took my snail and I put snail all on the inside of this ribbon here. I got some on my off to bring in my piece. I'm just going to decide where I want it. And I think that is about maybe, where's my this? Yep, about 1.25 inches from the top. Make sure that these line up. There we go. There we go. And then I'm just going to give these a little trim. There we go. I am so sorry. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to take my little piece of vellum here and my Mary. I'm going to use my Tombow. And I'm just going to put little dots all over the back of my Mary. I don't want to overdo it too much because I don't want the glue to seep out. Right. Oops. Okay, get that out of here. bring this, and the loops of the Mary are gonna come off the top. Okay, there you go. Perfect. All right, then I took my little leaves here, and I'm using 3 on each side. Did I drop one somewhere? No, I've got plenty, so I'm just going to cut out another one. Here's my other one. All right, so what I did is I put some glue right behind my Mary again on the vellum, and then I'm just putting my leaves into that. Like that. And then I'm just adding some more glue. And another one over here. All right. Then I did the same thing over here. Except we'll have them, of course, going this way. Alright, so let those dry for a second. Okay, I'm going to let these dry for a second, and let's work on the inside of our card. So I'm taking the other piece of Whisper White, that is 4 1/4 by, 5 1/4 by 4. I'm going to get my Stamparatus. Right. Put that in here. Get my large sentiment from Merry Christmas to All. And that's going to go right here, right in the middle. And on mine, not sure why, but I did have some problems stamping it. So I want to make sure that I get it all covered and it's in the corner properly, because I probably will have to stamp this again. I'm not for sure if it was my stamp or what it is, but we had a heck of a time with it yesterday, especially this part right up here. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. Yep, for some reason it just does not want to stamp up there. Not quite for sure why. I may have to contact Stampin' Up, because for some reason it just, I don't know if it's the stamp is defective or what, but it does not want to stamp. But I finally got it after I pressed really hard. There we go. I finally did get it. All right. So I'm going to wipe this off so I don't get the inside of my grid paper all dirty. Take my chamois here. I'm just going to wipe that off. it's all clean. Just like that. All right, get this stuff back in here. All right, then I'm going to take my Call Me Clover ink pad with, let's see, these two flourishes here. And one is going one way and another is going another way. So we'll get some. Put one down here. Okay. And then this one. Is going to go over here. There we go. All right, let's put that aside so we can let it dry. I don't want to smear it now that I have got it stamped. So I'm just going to take my And Bright and I'm just going to give it a little trim. And that is just going to be glued. That was a little much glue. Right here. Right there. I'm going to take a couple of the mini dimensionals. I like to use a pair of tweezers, and I'm going to put those right over that big area where all the branches were. Get the backings off of here. All right. And you're just going to put that on the front of your card there. Bring it up. See. Make sure that it's straight. I think it is. This is not, definitely. There we go. Okay. Now we can take this. Oh, dimensionals. On the front of our card. And that is going to go right on the front of our card. All right. Beautiful. This is going to go on the inside of our card. Okay, then I'm going to take some of our basic pearls. Here and my paper piercer, and I am using the small size, and I'm just going to place these right over the leaves. just like that. All right, and that is it. So here's the one we just made, and here's the one that I made earlier. There we go. All right. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. All supplies can be purchased through my online store at www.happystamp.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.